did you crush it this week? Well, let's find out. For me this week, we are going live. Let's see if we can get some what do you call it? The stream. There, you said that we're live. Good. Awesome. So, what pairs do you want me to cover today? Which pairs did you crush this week? Well, we're about to find out, I think. So, awesome. Now we're all good. Then, I want to say that it's been an interesting week. We have had some much long-awaited falls this week. We have had some rises we didn't anticipate. So, I cannot see any pairs yet, so I am just going to do it right now. So, I am right now on Pound Swissy. So, Pound Swissy, we didn't really talk about it, but Sabwev said in the chat that he was playing it, so fine. We can go over it. Because this maybe doesn't necessarily say that, ooh, this is interesting, this is nice, okay? What's wrong now? Well, good. Okay, so for Pound Swissy, this is the target. Okay? When that happened so early in the week as of 24th, which is the Tuesday, when that happens on a Tuesday, it is so early that it's it's likely, more than likely, to go against the, like, have a pullback, and then let's see, just having trouble with it. Why? Just gonna see. Somebody says that I'm live. I'm live. So. Okay, well, then we're back to that. So, what happens early in the week is that if take profit targets hit early in the week, this pullback as it happened is likely. So, it happened. So now you feel like, oh, this is a new low. Oh, amazing, right? But it actually is a pullback to sell again on a 4-hour. So I hope you didn't sell in here. There was no sell setups in here. And yeah, so this is a new reversals now. So cheers, guys. Happy profits. Sabev, you should be in it. Aussie dollar, I wanted it to go down here. It didn't. And I'm really disappointed that this happened. So right now it's just sideways. I think I closed out here, and then that would have been my stop loss. So I closed early on this one because I saw this double bottom higher. It's not a higher high per se, but it's a new, it's on the way at least. But if it then made a new low, they can enter again. So for me that week, it's, yeah, nothing to brag home, but still good enough. So hello, Pratik, Mima, Tifirs, Jody, and Tudor. Hi guys, welcome. So did I lose on this one? I think I lost something on it because I had a terrible entry down here. But so that was the pullback. Then I sold that one. So I guess somewhere around, like, well, it's not even 1%. It's not even 0.5%. So it's, I don't know. So it's very low, but still, it's not nice. But it didn't go as I wanted. So, well, let's move on.com then. Oh, euro! Look at euro. Ding 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 ding! Boom! Shots fired. Entry hit. Celebrate. Skål. Yeah. Entry, target, done. Of a lot of worries, came twice back to support, turning resistance. That was your entry if you didn't get in here. Ta-da! What else is there more to do? Well, that was the bearish movement I saw and expected. If it went higher, well, okay, it didn't. So it's just been ranging, new low, pull back twice to this one, then okay, fine. That's actually your entry. You have 2 times to enter that one. So if you didn't do that, well, somebody else did it. Pounds we see as well, a reversal. So what is really my reversal? Like, can you see it real time? Yes, we can see it real time. High, double top, lower low, lower high, sell. Lower high, lower low, lower high, sell. Lower low, lower high, sell. EU is satisfying, definitely is satisfying, looks satisfying, and yeah, that's that. So pounds we see has taken profit. Let's go into pound dollar. Look at that, mate. That's take profit again, people. Left and right, left and right. So entry or entry, depending on where you entered. Take profit, consolidated. After that, now we look for a new low next week, because this has not made a new high yet. Profits, okay. Okay, profits, yeah. I have nothing else to say. This is crushing it. This is the direction we wanted. That's what we said that's what we said on Saturday. That's where this is coming from. So yeah, I think that's awesome. There's nothing else to say that here. If I can get a like on that one, we just crushed it on euro, on pound, and we're going into Swiss to yen as well, pound yen as well. Okay. What else? What else? How many pips is it? Let's count. That's 104, 140, 180, 190. Well, okay. 190, that's about 200 minus or plus. That is 180. That's like 380. And then EURUSD, then that was 140. That's around 520. Just there, 520. Irani, have a good day too. Awesome. Gold, I think I said sell here at 1701. Didn't take profit, made a new high, and now it didn't even go up to that one. So I think also said that was the reversal pattern we're looking for as a buyer, but it went lower to take out your stop loss. So I would say if you went in for a loss on gold, looks like to me that I'm not going to be angry at you. It's just that the market didn't play fair play this week. Gold is forming a double top. Yeah, it does. It can. Triple top. Yeah. Yeah, gold. What else do you want me to do on gold here? Gold is a bit everywhere. No target's been hit. It's the performance you were expecting. This is where you sold. This is where you bought. And you kind of, in the end, maybe got some pips if you entered here again, but you never got to your target. So yeah, looks like gold is forming a double top on a daily. Yeah, also that's not more than just a pullback and then a new high, but it has to close below here of 1683 to make a double top. Now it's just a two top, but a double top would be a close below here. Then we have moved on down, but it's just this one. This is not a double top, and this is not a double top. It's just a pullback into continuation higher. This is the support, so plan A went for it. Yeah, I disagree with that. Well, it's not a reversal pattern, maybe, but let's call it a double top, but it's not a reversal pattern yet. It hasn't reversed yet. USDCAD did the same thing as those other pound ones, went straight to take profit, barely missed it. I'm sorry that it was a bit off. Sorry guys, and went back to central. Everything is perfect. Everything is where it's supposed to be. So if you're a buyer, you were looking to maybe buy in here again. That gave you something, but not a lot, and then maybe stop loss. Okay, fine. Then that's the new entry again. So that was just the buyer taking profit, and now sellers maybe took off again. But any high above here, then we're going higher next week. Nothing else than that. What kind of pairs do you want me to cover, people? How's your week been? Has it been good? Everything is awesome. Everything is like nah. Or Ivan, you should have shown us more. I don't know. How? What's your feeling? What's your takeaway from this week? What are you going to write in your journal for this week? Are you journaling? Are you writing this week? Maybe you should do today then. How did you do this week? USD oil, I don't know. Let's just wait for it to come back to itself. Well, I guess you can buy it here and all those things, and there was a buy here, but I guess it's just a pullback to sell again for next month. I think this might happen again next month if there's no deal. So US oil is heading lower again if nothing's changed fundamentally, which becomes the production. Irani, I did Aussie dollar. It's just anywhere, somewhere. Awesome, amazing from last week. Where do you want to reach? Where do you want to see VGI reach? Sell it to 20. It is at 17 apparently. Well, I don't know if this is the actual price of the May contract or if this is the June contract. That's what happened. They disconnected from the May and then they just went to June, and that's why it ended up at 20. But I still believe this is resistance, and if it makes a new low, it's going lower again. But we're also sort of overextended again, and we haven't made a new deal. There is nothing changed fundamentally to US oil. Okay, VTI, nothing has changed. Demand is still low, supply is still high, apparently. There's no cut. So we're still heading lower then, or sideways, depending. But as fast as there is news of it potentially going higher, then yeah, that's different. But yeah, not that. So I still see this one to the downside, Sabev. Yeah, sorry about that, mate. New Zealand dollar should be weak. I don't know what is going on here. Okay, so what do we see without? Okay, so just technically looking. Okay, technically looking. This is a new low. This is a new high. This is a new low. This is a lower high. This is not a new low. This is a lower high. So if you're going to say anything about it, it seems to be that this is playing. What that is, I don't know. Are we going to break higher? Are we going to break lower? I really don't know. It seems like it's a bit indecisive. Well, it seems to me like that's the entry, like back to resistance, okay? But then it didn't make a new low, so we shall see the price action for next week. We could also potentially rise above on Friday next week, like a fake out and then a fake up and then up here and then sell again. So this one looks to me a bit more bullish, I must say, than it was here, up here. If you only see this, this looks to me like a new low, a new lower high, then new, but okay. It didn't follow through as I wanted it to do. Is it a good opportunity to short silver? EURUSD, EURUSD. So silver was requested. Okay, so we can do that for some small minutes then. What is silver doing? Okay, so this is what we're doing here. Yeah. So that's what you're trying to play, Pratik. It's Indian, by the way. That's why I have trouble with it. Patrick. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can defend it. It's definitely the area, definitely the setup, and definitely what you would be happy to see there in that area. I think you then want to go 1 hour and say if. So that's a double top, new low, pullback, sell. Comes back up again. Okay, then you need a new low, a sell there. I think that's what you need. So you need a close below and down here, and then a pullback. So for this one looks okay, but it's still a very still been ranging ever since yesterday. Okay. So okay, yeah, that's okay. Can Euro Aussie possibly go lower? Euro is yeah, okay. Just looking at it, it should be a weak trade, but definitely Aussie is strong. Euro is weak, and yeah, most likely this is the retest area, something like that. So a bit higher then. But are you maybe looking into this as your plan B maybe, or this as your plan B? So you have 3 areas to sell it from each. So if you can divide your entries into 3, then that's A, B, C. I don't know, Pratik. And you need dollar strength, and it doesn't seem to be at the moment. But you can go down to 1460. Yeah, any support even. 1460 or 1370 area. But yeah, we'll look at that on Sunday, I guess. So Euro Aussie was requested, EURUSDCAD was requested, so we did that. Then stop loss is 50 pips or 100 pips, depending on your strategy. 100, I would say then. Okay, 100 pips. 100. So yeah, good. 100 SL. What's the target? Let's do that on Sunday maybe, but I don't know. Down to heaven on earth. It all depends. Are you going back to 16? 161 maybe? 69? Okay, that's a lot of pips though. It's been rising ever since, but Euro is falling. Aussie is rising. I can agree to that, but once they become weak, it's just sideways. So it's a very vulnerable pair to trade. EURUSD is sideways with a new low, with a new high, and it just extends its own. It's kind of like, it's like extending the range, but it's still a range, so nothing to do that anymore. If EURUSD was doing this, I would be like, adios amigos. Las paras. La endas. Stradas. I don't know what's just to leave things is in Spanish, but like let it go. Anyone who knows Spanish, you could say like how to just let it go in Spanish, or Google. Somebody Google it for me so I can say it. Me and my Spanish. Aussie yen is also just sideways, nothing to report. Also with a loss this week. Nothing of major part, but still it wasn't. I think I had a terrible entry here, and it just went in and out and went down to profit, but went back up again, and that's not the market that I want to trade in. So for me, I don't know if we're preparing to go higher or whatever we are, but it's definitely not this sell-off that I wanted to see. All right. What else do you want me to talk about? Ladies, gentlemen? Should we talk about ladies? CAD yen is... Oh, CAD hit profit early this week. Boom! Okay. That means pullback, really a counter trend, I mean. As you can see here, counter trend was going on. Okay, I need to have more energy. So sell, take profit, boom, done. I said this to fall because of the VTI going through the ground, but apparently CAD didn't go through the ground, so that's interesting. Pound Aussie! When will it reverse? You're cool. Thank you, Vic. I hope you're subscribed as well. But yeah, so this is underperforming. Okay. Just as much you want to see trading happening in your way, in your style, you're like, look at I can see what the price is doing, but I can also tell you this is underperforming. This should be falling like a ton of bricks, but bricks never fell. Euro pound, impossible of all times. Okay, euro pound. Can I just do the euro yen? That's also took profit. Boom. New Zealand yen didn't take profit, so we have euro yen, CAD yen, pound yen of the yens taking profit this week. I think I said something about that. Yeah, okay. So what did I say with the drunken sailor? I said if it breaks above 88.61, you can look for a buy. Didn't happen. You can, if it breaks 87, you can look for a sell and go lower, but didn't happen. So euro pound is nothing. Well, okay, so you are in a patience game, I would say, Victor Prado. Do you have a Prado, or that's your last name? Uh, for those who are Kenyans here, I have gone from Probox to a Prado in the same day. That's like heaven and earth. No, heaven and H on the other side. So yeah, that was an amazing transition throughout class. So what Probox is a very cheap Toyota with a large storage in the back. Terrible car, terrible acceleration, just basic car. And on Kenyan roads where there's no tarmac is not something that I should recommend anyone at all. But if you have a Prado instead, it's like smooth. So yeah, that's what it is. When I think of Prado, I just think of that terrible day with that Probox. Oh yeah, from US. Okay, so for those who have been to Africa, I know there's Kenyans in here. That's why I'm saying it. And Bright Chick is from Tanzania, so you know, something like that. But yeah, moving on. So what you want to see, Victor, is that I think you're called Victor now. We just call it Victor. So you are in a range with no trend. Euro is weak, pound is weak, and you haven't really got a lot of movements. I guess maybe if you said that that's a pullback, but it's not really a good pullback because it's went much lower. So if you are a buyer, you can potentially think about it. But for me, I see this could be the buy, but this can also be the sell of here, okay? So I really want you to just let it ride out, see the trend, then jump on when it trends. And if not, you will just be stuck in a range until forever. But Prado was the good car in this conversation. The Probox, the Toyota Probox, or whatever call it in English in other countries. But yeah, that was that. So you need to break out, unless you would just have costs of holding the trade, unless you're in an Islamic account which doesn't have swaps. EURUSD and Euro New Zealand needs to go up before more selling. Over 5 weeks downtrend too long to continue without any move to the upside. Okay, what are you doing now, Zabev? Okay. What do you see? You said Euros in New Zealand need to go up before more selling. I can't see it selling at all. It's a range ever since, so you don't have a trend. If you can see that's the uptrend, then that's just the consolidation before maybe going higher. Yeah, okay, I can see that, but for me here, it's like telling me to push a car with a dead rat like it's dead. It's in the range today already. Yesterday was much better sale. Yeah, okay, yeah, I would say so. There, if you're daily, but generally, you also want the overall trend with you if you're day trading, swing trading, position trading. So yeah. And Sabeb, Euros is more bearish. That's true. Can you need a new high? Okay. Yeah, but then you need an uptrend before you can sell again. So maybe next week you can hope for something. But people, EURUSD, Pound USD, USDCAD, all took profit this week. USD Swissy took profit this week. USDN did nothing. Okay. So USD Swissy, I actually exited this trade because it was just in the middle and nowhere, and I didn't want to lose money, so I just got out at, I don't know how many percent was it? Less than 1, less than a half. yeah, less than 0.5% of profit, so went to profit in the end, okay, fine. But it was very vulnerable at the time, so didn't make any new high. I think it was in here, where there's a new high, but not necessarily a new one, then a new low, and then just consolidating. That means like it could fall further, so. Well, I guess psychology. It all comes back to psychology. USDCAD! I think it will reverse at 192. 1922. Okay, so which are we talking about now? Are you talking about Pan-Aussie? Or which one we're talking about? Where were we last time? We were talking about EURUSD in New Zealand. Euro New Zealand and EURUSD. Use this with a hit 200 EMA tends to respect. Yeah, okay. I don't have that though, people. Should we add that just to see? MA, nah, not MAU. Yeah, come on now. 200. Nope. Okay, so no. That's a 200 MA, okay. So around that area then. Yeah, okay, I don't know maybe on which time frame you're set up, but yeah. Okay, pound Aussie. Okay, so pound Aussie. I just want to go back there, see what you're talking about. You wanted to reverse at 92, 192.20. Yeah, okay, I can see that. I can see that happening. I can see that happening. I agree, Rick. Use this Swissy. Use this Swissy. Like it just last week, yeah, I did, but I don't like hitting EMAs or MAs or anything, like using that as support or a reason to enter. And yeah, so I don't know which other ways you have it. Oh yeah, on the daily. Okay, daily. Okay, that would be a reaction time. Okay, so then you are maybe looking at the fall then. Though we haven't been beautifully respecting it before, that's another thing. That's one thing. It's okay. Terrible. That's respectful. That's not. So yeah, it tends to sometimes if it wants to. It all depends, but it's okay. Vic says Chinese saying vaccine is not going to work. We will have to our trial results here in Chicago by the end of the week. Yeah, and yeah, I don't know if you're talking about the same, but I heard something about like, was it the malaria medicine that they tried to use? They tried to use malaria medicine that it would only kill more people than it actually was solving. So that wasn't working. So that was a failed attempt. Only look at DMAs. Okay. I don't do that though, just but hence my quirkiness of understanding this MA on the daily. That was me not being interested, not using it for many years. So yeah. Sorry about that, pal. Just want to look at this one. What are you doing today? Okay, pull back then. Okay, fine. Use this receipt. Which other ones? Pound, USD, yen. Okay, so just a quick one here for this week as a lesson. Those who want to trade USD yen has been getting no profits at all in a range that can only be categorized as 63 pips. Okay. And no target has been hit. And at the same time, pound yen has moved 100 and 200 pips. Okay. Interestingly. Okay. That's why I don't want to trade USD yen, because here is the answer. But it can trend again, and it can give you amazing profits like over here maybe, but for me it's not worth it. So for those who are here today, have you guys liked? Have I guys given you any value? Have I shown you any targets, any technical analysis, any knowledge at all, or have I just been babbling along? So if you feel like that, if you feel like I have given you value, then the like button is just below us. Also the subscribe button. And also remember, when you subscribe, or after you subscribe, remember to have the bell, ding 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 ding, so you get notification of when I'm live and when I have a video up, because now this weekend we have a video at 8 p.m. today, we have a video tomorrow at 2 p.m. tomorrow, we have a Sunday live at 7:30 p.m. and maybe I will be live on Monday, maybe I will be live on Tuesday, maybe both. So there's a lot happening now until Tuesday on my YouTube channel. So thumbs up on that, people, because we're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of value, and I'm going to give you my strategy. I'm going to give you my strategy with my real trades that I've actually taken on my real account. Is that interesting? Your take on nat gas, okay. Like, except the natural gas that is in the body. Ja. Nej, alltså... I don't know. What is it? Well, I don't... Well, this is just, you know, interestingly terrible. I was not. It's a downtrend with a new high now, but it seems to me a bit, even though if it rises, doesn't matter really, because right here there's no follow through. Here there's no follow through. Here we have a new trend, kind of. Okay, we have a pullback, I guess, but once it kind of goes in that direction, just goes. And I don't know what's controlling it right now. I don't have my pivot points on it, but I think was I trading nat gas at some point? Yeah, I was, I think. And it was nerve-wracking because it was a lot of pip value going out of the window in and out. So I think I lost too much on it. Man, yeah. I don't know. We have to look at it fundamentally, I guess, and then you just choose your bias and choose your direction and only trade your direction, and that's that. So, but I guess we are going down because the trend is down, but also the demand for natural gas, if you say like oil do, like the lower growth in the world, the lower demand for natural gas. But what is natural gas used for? Is it for transportation only? Or what is it? So you would have to look at what drives the prices. What is the fundamental... what is the basic reasons of why demand for nat gas would rise? Right? That's what you need to look at. And that's really the essence. And the reason why it's been falling down, going... Wait, was it down? Is because we have slower growth in the world. Or terrible growth at all. PMI are terrible. CPI, well, that's okay, but PMI and production and GDP and jobless claims and all those things, it's like stopped the split day. What do you think about still holding pound afloat? Horrible data, Brexit uncertainty. Well, Brexit uncertainty is not necessarily the worst right now. What we are seeing right now is a total lack of any development, economic growth at all, and there's no growth at all, and that's really where the businesses are. Well, the economy, the price of the economy is your currency. Okay. And what drives the economy and the GDP is the businesses, mostly. I think in America, private business is small, and medium business is 75% of the GDP. So those are very, very, very important for the economy. Okay. Once they close down, then there is no activity at all, and that's what's really important for Pound, as well as Norway, as well as everybody else. The only thing here, how long is it going to continue until it stops, until we start opening up? Even though we start opening up, I think well, the initial response will be positive, but more than a month, more than 2 months, I don't think so. Like, I'm planning for it to rise at some point, either in May, up to 1st of May, or in June. But yeah, I think this is short term. For houses here in the US, yeah. So, well, yeah, of course they disagree in everything, and there's a political risk and all that thing, but markets are driven, yes, by political risk. Yes, I can believe that. I can agree to that. But also, it's mostly driven by economic development. Okay, the prospects of economic development. What is prospects? Well, continued growth. That businesses are open, that they have customers, but only grocery stores are open now. But well, in Norway we have prospects of it opening up, but it's just slow. So on Monday we're going to open up our kindergartens and our schools until 4th grade. So young. And then the hairdressers are now allowed to open up again. They have been closed for one and a half months without any economic activity at all, only expenses. So when everybody does that, we haven't really seen the impact, I guess. If we're just going to fall this year, I don't know. It all depends on the psychology. But once we get a vaccine, I would see that maybe we'll get a rise until they realize that the economy is so damaged that we're like, whoa. Even though we have a vaccine, even though we can go back to work, we're not the same anymore. I think that's what's the reaction we have to account to. But also, people, have a side, okay? Have a bias. Even though everything looks dark, it doesn't mean that the price should rise or fall, okay? It's psychology that drives it sometimes. So, for example, even though it's a lot of bad data, you saw last week, EURUSD wasn't even moving at all, just ranging on bad data. So, why are you not moving? Well, I think it was just a waiting post for things to happen, but also once the release of the brakes happened, I believe that we're just going to fall until we are rising again. And I honestly believe you want my true analysis here. I think 1st of June is a bottom. Honestly, I think 1st of May is, if you see this is April, 1st of May, and then fall again. So you can come back 1st of June and we can then discuss what happened. But that's my thesis, at least, my theory. This one can also double bottom and make a new high if everything goes awesome. But right now, yeah, that's that. What else, people? What else do you want to discuss today? It's Friday, and we are mostly at resistance. mostly. Okay, EURUSD is going up to resistance again. Well, for me, this is just to sell again. Pound, Swissy. Well, okay, moving lower. Okay, that's good. Pound, dollar. I don't know what you're doing really. I don't know. Maybe I just want to wait for a pullback after a new sell. I don't know. Well, let's be honest. That's the entry, and I didn't get it. That's the re-entry after the target, right? But I actually forgot to set the entry. Okay. Oh, fast forward. More energy. When big sell going on to happen, what do you think about May? Let's see if my computer makes this one work fine. Okay, it wasn't that here. Still the same thing though. Okay, this wasn't euro. Okay, fine, but still. So we have April here. Okay, so this is us here around 15th. As I said, 15th is an important day. We have a sell down to 26th. Then we have a move up to 1st of May. And that's the top. So you can see all the profits it took out moved lower, and then there was a new, I don't know what news that could have been though. But then after that news, it should be Brexit, I guess, and then it just made a new low, low. Okay. So what my plan is, this is actually what I see. I see sell down to 1st of May. 1st of May is a high, or that high. So I'm really going to look for this keenly and get out down here and then catch up those things. And then that sell is going to happen until 1st of June, I think. So EURUSD, just the same thing. 1st of April. That's 1st of May. Good. Okay. So when I was looking at the euro, I'm seeing 15th of April. I see falling. And then I see 1st of May, and I see sell. And then it should continue until forever, but it didn't happen. But this was the trade war last year, and EURUSD was just range bound because it wasn't benefiting, or it wasn't at risk for it. So dollar strength, dollar weakness. So euro and dollar became strong at the same time. When big sale going to happen, what do you think about May? I think we're going to sell in May. I think that's what you're talking about, unless you're talking about houses. But yeah. Do you expect euro stimulus to lift euro? No. I think stimulus to euro is going to make euro fall. But the lack of stimulus makes euro rise. Okay? Listen to this one. When a central bank puts stimulus into its economy, that means it needs help. That's a negative sign. Okay? So that's why the USD has been falling. Because it got stimulus. Now euro would do the same. But what euro did, so what they did this year, did 3 weeks of the same thing they did, took 18 months in 2008. Euro was the last one to put stimulus and really boost the economy in the last financial crisis in 2008. And EURUSD was going up like a rocket before it fell like 1,000 bricks. Okay? Why? Because they didn't stimulate the economy as everybody else did. So that's where the money went. Because it was seen as it was going okay. Right? At the same time, euro was strong, dollar was weak because it was giving stimulus. Now, when they realized that they didn't have any inflation, they didn't have any growth, then they start putting in measures, harder measures to stimulate the economy, and down we go. Okay, so they spend a lot of time putting stimulus into the eurozone. Too late, many says, so that it never recovered until we have a new crisis now. Okay, so how can I say that? Well, let's look at the weekly then. Okay, this is 2008, and that is at the high. Okay, at 159, and what are we now? We are close to 108. So we are continuing to go lower, but we're actually supposed to go higher if everything is good in the world and everything is good with euro. Okay, if everything is good, we should be rising, which we're not. As you can see, ahead of 2008, we're going higher until we fall like a ton of bricks. Then I guess this is some stimulus things again, and then after the top of February 2009, we haven't been high ever since. Okay, but yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of sharp moves. The sharp moves that we have had the past weeks on euro is nowhere compared to this sharp moves. Okay, so once we now if we start seeing the 3,000 pips move, then 100 pips doesn't work as a stop loss anymore. Sorry, guys. Okay. So what else do you want to talk about? Stimulus weakens the economy, makes it fall until it improves. If that takes a year, if it takes half a year, it doesn't matter. It will fall. It might rise to fall again. Rise to fall again. And EURUSD has not been up at the high of 2008. Okay, people, we have been going on for quite some time now. So, any last questions? Anyone who is like, I want to say something, teacher, please, guru, mentor, king, whoever you are, please. If you don't have anything of that matter, I think we are quite satisfied. If nobody is asking anything, then we're quite satisfied. But I want to be able to help at the very last. I want to be at help for you. So yeah. Then, as I said, I'm trying to put out my strategy. I'm not struggling with it. It takes a lot of time apparently, but I'm trying to make it up at 8 p.m. I think that would be a good time for you. Also for America, what are you then? For you, that's like around 1 p.m., 2 p.m. ish. Depends. Yeah. So that would be around for you guys. Then we would be off the races tomorrow with the weekly Forex forecast for USD tomorrow. I really want you guys to look at my strategy tonight, share it to someone who doesn't have it, share it to someone who needs a strategy. And if it doesn't go viral, it's not a threat, but I'm saying, like, if it doesn't go viral, in my humble opinion, then if it just gets very few views, then I much just rather take it down. So maybe up for a week, see how it does. because I don't want my secrets to be out for too long if you're not interested, so I want to keep my secrets for myself. I'm trying to be kind to you. Are you trend following trader? Yes, I am. / reversal trader, / pivot point trader, / support and resistance trader. Everything in 4. So thank you guys for joining in. Thank you guys for being here. I'm deeply humbled by all your questions, everything that we have been talking about today. I hope you have gotten some profits. We have 6 take profits on the majors this week. EURUSD, GBPUSD, USDCAD, USD and we had on pound yen as well. And yeah, and then euro yen and CAD yen. So profits all week, left and right. Awesome. Thank you guys for joining in. See you guys tonight. Don't risk money you cannot afford to lose, and risk less than 1%, and don't lose more than 5% a month until you stop your trading.